This is my previous camera, and I'm not sure if this is going to work now, but I'm going to try. I'm really tired of this shot. It's my fault. I should maybe put stuff on the wall behind there so I don't get tired of it. And also maybe I should shift around and shoot from different locations, because that might help. That might help at least make me feel entertained while I'm making this. And all of those things are important at the end because you are making art in a sense, and art simply means, you're expressing yourself artistically. So that forms within a tradition in a sense, a tradition, and so on. So the thing with that is, so let's say that art is about expressing yourself in some way. I think that expressing yourself can be something very difficult as well, because it comes out from somewhere that you're not aware of. You're not sure where it's coming from, and in the end, you may not even like the result. That's one of the problems, I think, with artistic creation, is that you're battling your ego in some way. And there's something inside of you that's trying to prevent something from coming out, while at the same time, you are trying to get it out in some way. And things that come out can be of many different kinds. They can be things that are residing inside of you from a million times before that you'd never really become aware of, in a sense, or they may have been residing in you from very recently. But all this stuff, matter that's inside of you is trying to come out through your mouth, in a sense. That's usually what expression is for humans in like social situations, is mouth expression. You're trying to shoot stuff out through your mouth, in this case, words, and have them be something really inside of you, something that was really inside of you in some way. And that's the difficult part. It's the unpleasant part, I suppose, because then what comes out is not what you expected. You're not familiar with what's down there, down below. You've barely even looked at it ever, right? It's down there. It's hidden inside your belly, in a sense, and something inside of you is trying to get it out, because otherwise you're going to throw up. Like, otherwise you are going to be sick in a real kind of sense. And so getting this stuff out is important, but you can very easily sidetrack yourself into saying things that are not important, that have nothing to do with who you are or what it is that you're feeling or what it is that you're experiencing. And those things that you're experiencing are the things I think that are hard to get out. And I'm ham-fisting this metaphor, I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway. So, but I think that this metaphor, in some sense, of vomit, expression, and throwing stuff out of yourself, like literal material fluids out of yourself, is a metaphor that exists in Conker's Bad Fur Day and is important. And I think that the defense barriers that prevent this metaphor from actualizing are part of the defense barriers that exist within the game to prevent the game from expressing itself. And I mean this as part of the game. Like, the game is doing this on purpose, in a sense. Okay, that was a complete mess. See, that's... Okay, no, don't try to... So Conker's Bad Fur Day is doing this thing where things are coming out of you that you didn't really want to come out. And it's, I think, related to masculinity in the sense that stuff that wants to come out that didn't want to come out prevents you from being the person that you thought you were. And I think that masculinity has to do with the thoughts of who you are being in some way aligned with who you are, who you are showing yourself to be. And if there is a misalignment between who you're showing yourself to be and who you think you should be, that's where there is like a crisis. And Conker's Bad Fur Day, I think, addresses this by talking about the different ways in which the characters are really trying not to show things inside of themselves that they don't want to be shown. So Booger the Nut doesn't want people to discover what his body is like. That's important for him. And that's okay, right? But it is an important concern for him. And he is trying to hide that fact and trying to harm others by the fact of hiding that fact. Because in a sense, hiding that fact involves this huge paraphernalia of creating a coliseum in which you make other people battle each other in front of you in your name, right? Because you're the most important person in that village and you're the most important sort of tribal leader, and therefore everyone's going to battle around you. But that is simply like almost a problem with disguises. What disguise are you wearing? What's the problem between who you're pretending to be and who you are, as in what things you're showing that are not accounting for things that you're feeling inside and thinking inside and experiencing and so on. And that kind of mismatch between the inside and the outside, I think, is at the core of the game in some sense. And that's all I want to talk about in this video. I think there's nothing else to say. Yeah, I don't know. So Conker's Bad Fur Day is about this expression of things that are inside of you that want to come out in some way. And these things that want to come out are difficult to get out. They don't want to come out because it's painful for them to come out. I think because coming out means that people are going to see these images of you that you're not sure if you should even be sharing, right? So Conker, or Conker's Bad Fur Day, for example, is filled with images of disguise. Characters who have a certain disguise that doesn't account for everything that they're experiencing. And that mismatch between the disguise and the reality, I think, is important for the game. I don't know.